Headquarter Nissan Hotline open. Bob is in Columbus. Bob, come on in.
Listen, I was just wondering what you guys think. I got a good feeling about Arkansas. You think Arkansas could win the SEC conference and go further than that this year? What's your opinion on that, man?
I appreciate the call. First off, I absolutely believe that. I have them as my number 5 team in the country to start the season. Here's what I believe about Arkansas that other people don't. Most people believe, you believe Arkansas is going to be a really strong team this year, right? Mm-hmm. Most people believe Arkansas is going to be a really strong team this year.
Yeah, they will be.
Most won't take the added step of saying they will be SEC championship contenders this year, which I will, simply because I feel like they're going to be that good. A lot of people think Arkansas, they're going to be strong, but they'll have limitations. Offense won't quite be as explosive as it needs to be. Defense won't quite be as strong as it needs to be. I think in both cases they will be. That's why and by the way, the Las Vegas odds makers do as well. They came out with their poll yesterday. Arkansas, number 6 in the country. So I agree, yes.
All that sounds good. And I'll sit here and say, yes, they can win the West, but they're not going to be my pick to win the West. So ultimately, my answer is no. They are contenders, but I don't think they'll win the West, and I think they'll be better offensively. I think they'll be better defensively. I simply think there are better teams in their division.
Hank in Opelika is asking, what is the biggest area of concern for LSU this year? And before, I want to throw a stat at you. I don't think that sacks are the end-all, be-all when it comes to defensive statistics. But my answer here is going to be pass rush. Pressuring the quarterback is their biggest area of concern this year. Last year, they had 19 sacks. 7 of those came against Houston State. And where I think that secondary may have been mislabeled last year as vulnerable because of the lack of pressure up front.
Right.
You talk about Jonathan Jones, you talk about guys at Auburn not able to cover 6 or 7 seconds.
Who can?
LSU, same situation last year. Drew in Midland. I feel like this is aimed at you, Mr. Rivers, a.k.a. the enemy. Practice reports from South Carolina sound like Connor Mitch is looking good. Could the Gamecocks be a sleeper?
Yeah, they could be a sleeper.
For what?
Winning football games. Listen. For those of you who think I hate South Carolina, I don't hate South Carolina.
And why would people think that?
I simply call it like it is in my mind. South Carolina has underachieved while setting records at South Carolina. It seems like an oxymoron, but it's true. Now, look, if they get good quarterback play, and there's no other coach in this conference that I would give the benefit of the doubt to in terms of getting a quarterback ready than Steve Spurrier. I'm not saying that. If Connor Mitch has a great season, Josh, I think he will be able to push them to possibly 7 wins. 7 wins, because I think their defense will be poor because there's so much turnover.
Yeah, the thing I would say about this is no one's even put on pads yet. So everybody probably looks good. But secondly, my mind, when I think of South Carolina, got to go to break in a second, keeps going back to what Steve Spurrier kept saying last year. He kept emphasizing at press conferences, Dylan Thompson looks good. We cannot let Dylan Thompson get injured because we have nothing behind him. Well, the nothing he was referring to is Connor Mitch. So that's what my mind keeps going to. So it's a very much wait-and-see mentality for me on Connor Mitch. Bobby Z, he's a proven commodity. We'll talk to him when we come back. It is Football Nightly Down South. Stay with us. Joining us now in the lounge via the Headquarter Nissan Hotline, the host of The Press Box. You hear it Monday through Friday on 95.7, 1580 The Zone. Bobby Z with us. So let's just summarize here. You dumped us last week to go see Brett Favre, but now you're back. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I did actually do that to you guys. Sorry about shooting you a ghost, but I did have, I had some pretty fun things to attend to, man. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
When you look at the conference schedule this year, Bob, in the SEC, what is the most important game in this conference this year?
You know, I really like this Alabama-Georgia game. You know, this is the first time since I've been here that I'll see this game in the regular season. And I believe both teams will go into this game 4-0, and the winner coming out is 5-0. And that is the start of Georgia's run in October of some really tough games. They do have an open date in there, but they still got 4 games that they got to play in the month of October.
A&M Arizona State.
Boy.
Bama, Wisconsin. Auburn, Louisville. South Carolina, North Carolina. Now, I'm told through my sources that because of what happened in bowl season, which apparently means something now, the SEC is vulnerable. So I want to ask you this. If the SEC goes 4-0 in these games, is it all of a sudden back to full strength? Is that how that works?
I guess that's the way it works, man. When I throw you the ball for opportunities, man, you just don't take advantage of them. What am I going to do?
What does this mean?
What am I going to do? It means stretch.
It means stretch.
It means stretch.
It
But
means
if I
Matt
try
has
to give
told
you
us
the opportunity
20
to elaborate on
seconds.
your points, I'm trying to give you the time, man.
Here's the point. We're done. Jonathan Rivers, best new director in the business, has Matt. I'm Josh Pate. As always, thanks for watching Football Nightly Down South.